You know what I'm really tired of? Every time I YouTube or Google anything relating to Halo, it's always depressing as fuck. It's always something about Halo being dead, or it's something about 343 this, or Halo Studios that. Doesn't really matter, it's all depressing. But man, if you get someone talking about the Bungie games, oh boy, it is night and day. Wanna know why? It's because Bungie knew how to tell a story. People can give D1 and D2 shit, but at the end of the day, it has amazing world crafting and a fantastic narrative direction. I don't even play Destiny, but even I can see that much. But for whatever reason it may be, no one in 343 in Hollywood seems to know how to tell a compelling story. Like, seriously, the Halo TV show felt more like a Wattpad fanfic adaptation of what a 13-year-old girl thinks Halo is. And the CGI was just terrible. Like, holy shit, how did you go from this to this? But anyways, there's another form of Halo that was absolutely fantastic that I bet most people either forgot about or are too young to remember. Fuck, I feel old for saying that. It's Halo Legends! If you don't know what Halo Legends is, it's a small collection of Halo animes made by varying studios, much like the current Star Wars Visions. There are some complete fucking bangers in there, such as the short film called Prototype. I think it's just a shame that the Halo Legends concept never really took off. But to be fair, it kinda came out in a time frame where anime and manga were kinda like a niche thing still. But now anime has more or less become mainstream, and I really think there's a market for this kind of art direction for Halo that hasn't really been touched in nearly 15 years. And seeing how there's a gigantic hole in decent Halo content right now, especially anime Halo content, I figured I'd chip in a little bit. I am by no means the greatest artist out there, but I have been practicing my craft for years now, and I think I've gotten decent enough to where I can at least give it a shot. Hell, I even already made a really hastily and shittily drawn first chapter as a concept. But to no one's surprise, no one cared! But say hello to New Mombasa, a story about an NMPD officer and an ODST during the battle for Earth. Now, if it sounds a little familiar to some people, it's probably because it sounds like Halo 3 ODST Waifu Edition. But hey, hear me out. I'm not here to rewrite Halo 3 ODST with weeaboo slop. I just so happen to only really know how to draw anime characters. I also wanted to tell a story about two couple of people trying to survive an intergalactic extinction event. Kinda like how the Mona Lisa told a story about a group of Marines trying to survive a ship infested by the flood. At the end of the day, not everyone is a war hero wearing power armor, or a special forces group stealing a space squid supercomputer. But instead, there's just an NMPD officer trying to survive, and a hell jumper just trying to do his job. Now, with recent events in the Halo community regarding story writing, I'd like to address some concerns really quickly. Unlike certain individuals, I have played every Halo game under the sun countless times, other than Halo Infinite's campaign and Spartan Assault series. I've even spent the last month or so just researching every minute detail on the Battle of Earth just so I don't conflict with any existing lore. And while I was at it, I also decided to design some new firearms for the series and studied the rank structure, branches, ships, vehicles, and other aspects of the UNSC. And because I could, I even researched the ethnic group of people that colonized Harvest, which are Germanic Lutheran Americans. So naturally, I decided to make the main character be born on Harvest with American Hispanic descent. Okay. Before you whip out the pitchforks and say I'm trying to rewrite pre-established lore for certain unpopular subjects, no, I swear I'm not. There's a reason for my madness. Just wait and see. Potential controversy aside, I've already have the beginning, middle, and end drafted for the most part, and all I really need to do is actually sit down, storyboard the future chapters, and actually get to drawing. So, if there are any questions on story direction, feel free to ask in the comments. No questions are dumb, and if there are any concerns, I would be more than delighted to address them, no matter how crazy they are. If there are a lot of questions, I might just make a Q&A. Anyways, here's some of the art I cooked up for the project. If you're wondering how I drew and how certain things are going to look, this will give you a general idea for what it'll look like. Like I said, I'm not the greatest artist on the planet, and my art style may vary, but I hope you enjoy them nonetheless. Well, that just about wraps up everything I wanted to say. If you want to follow the project, my Patreon will be in the description. Most, if not everything on it, will be completely free. I refuse to ask money for something that I made purely for fun. Now, if you want to throw me a few bucks to help out, that'll be entirely up to you. The only reason I'm even putting it on Patreon to begin with is because Webtoons is shit, and I think the organization on Patreon allows me to have more creative liberties with how I want to do stuff. If Patreon really isn't your cup of tea, throw me a sub on YouTube. I'll post more Halo related content and some other of my own goofy animations here and there. So, I'll see you guys in the next video.